Joanne must have been terrified as she drove with Laura's gun at her head, afraid for herself, and more so for her helpless 4-month-old baby. Laura directed Joanne to an obscure horse trailer in Heidelberg Township.
Oh, that actually popped my arm. That felt great.
Laura fired once, but then her gun jammed, and she began bludgeoning Joanne. She may have suffocated baby Alex, or simply left him to die slowly of exposure to the December elements. Then Laura parked the car at McCarty's Tavern and fled from Pennsylvania. Prosecutors built an airtight case, using evidence investigators had meticulously collected. It was a concerted effort by many in law enforcement, unwilling to let this woman and child perish in silence.
As investigators, we have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to be the voice of the victim, is to gather the information and speak for the victims that can no longer speak.
Close 6.
The jury found Pat Rohrer guilty of 2 counts of kidnapping and 2 of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole.
Prepare yourself for the worst, Captain Benedict. Data says it is an assured outcome.
Legally, the case was closed, and for the town of Catasauqua, the mystery was solved.
What up?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
The FBI. This brutal double murderer.
I'm downstairs right now. I'm right underneath where my room is, so I'm waiting for the dog to go.
All right. Well, you got 2 minutes.
So, I don't know if this happened to you, but I had like 60 or 80
60 or 80.
In the fall of 1983, 4 men set out to hunt deer in Virginia. One of them would never.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I was moving back upstairs. Yeah, I had like 60 perk packs.
Huh.
A year later, the FBI had only.
Well, 30. I opened up a bunch of them and I got ghoulish, so now my guy is set up the way I designed it. But I still had like 30 packs to open up.
Damn. No, I didn't have that many.
I have like 20 duplicates. Or I mean, I got like 21 now of those tickets.
Nice.
I'm just unloading a bunch of them right now.
Figured we'd go ahead and just do team fill to see what happens.
Are reported in the United States each year. Fewer than 10% of them are fatal. But when one hunter's death seemed suspicious, the FBI was called in to investigate. I'm Jim Kelso, former head of the FBI's New York office.
We got Victor Not Care here.
Was a grieving father figure for a man who murdered a friend in cold blood.
See, I still have 10 left. I'm gonna get them all.
Damn. Alright, so they want to go to Monica.
On November 21st, 1983.
So I guess I'm gonna go here.
41-year-old David Fisher hunted deer with the 3 people who were closest to him. His 16-year-old stepson, his friend 22-year-old Bobby Mulligan, and 18-year-old David Logan.
Boy.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's a guy right on top of you.
Yep.
The group had been hiking since the early morning, but no one had
Let's see what I can get, and then I'm just gonna run.
Yep. $50 was wagered on the first to shoot one. Fisher's stepson was bored and asked to go off on his own. He told him not to go far. The teenager had little experience in the woods. He walked a short distance when he heard someone yell, "Deer!"
Come on, hurry up and load up before they do.
Just certain sentences of the TV
The boy ran back to
come
see
over
if
and
anyone had won the $50.
he's looking right around the corner.
Yeah, she's watching her murder
He
stuff.
found the group a few yards from where he left them, sitting on the incline of a small hill.
Well, only parts of what they're saying is going through the headset, like he heard the, he's looking around the corner.
Fisher told his stepson to run to the hill.
Such
Uh,
none of you would survive.
Alright, I'm gonna try to go up top.
Alright, I grabbed an assault rifle.
Lieutenant
Oh,
Michael
went up top.
Ashford, the Virginia
Yeah.
Department of Game and Inland
Okay, never mind, I fell down, so, and he was right behind me.
Received a call from the Bedford County Sheriff's Department, somewhere
I
around
think I
3
saw the other
p.m.
one.
stating that there'd been a hunting accident.
Alright, well I got,
They immediately to the scene. It was on the south side of
got a
Bedford County,
combat sniper
on
rifle.
Mountain Road.
authorities were too late. David Wilkie died before help could reach him. The lieutenant asked the hunters to describe what happened.
Oh, you want to go to Monongah? That's where the rest of our team is.
David Wilkie,
there ain't really enough at Monongah.
That's true.
Mulligan and Fisher followed behind.
I'm just gonna see what I can get around this backside here.
As he started down a slope, Mulligan explained that he slipped
Have
Damn.
someone follow me.
His gun
Well,
was
somebody's already been here anyway.
And there's like 2 teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll
3
go over
teams.
there.
It's like,
For Lieutenant Ashford, it was clear that Mulligan was a novice.
there's more people than guns here.
Critical area.
Yep.
I said, you would have had this firearm cocked. And he said, yeah, I did. I was carrying it cocked when I had heard the deer. And I cocked the gun, which was obvious he was very ignorant of safety, basic safety rules.
David Fisher told the lieutenant he saw the whole thing happen on the top of the slope. He was behind the 2 younger men when the shot went off. He saw Wilkie go down and rush to the side of the fallen teenager. He told investigators he placed a rag over the wound in Wilkie's back in an effort to stop the bleeding. The father figure tried to comfort his dying friend until help came. But after only a few minutes, Wilkie stopped breathing.
Sweet. Got me my 50 cal.
Nice.
Investigators examined the surrounding area to determine if there was any physical evidence to corroborate.
I'm already an assault rifle. I'm doing alright. I just got some more ammo for it. So
Sweet.
I'm all set to upgrade to that. Sweet handmade.
Investigators found the spot. where
Well, if we can find the power armor, I got a marine armor you can have.
I don't know. I didn't probably use any armor at this point.
the size of
Oh, there's a wood armor right here.
seemed consistent with a gunshot
Oh, you're
fired
too far away.
from the hunter hit the ground. Nothing they could find contradicted Mulligan and Fisher's story.
Okay, there you are. That blue crate up by the power pole.
Oh, okay.
Officials then turned their attention to the weapon that fired the fatal shot. They found
Alright, there were only 2 people that spawned up there at Monongah Mine.
When the lieutenant opened the barrel, he discovered
I'll
the
see
spent
the blue
cartridge
crate.
was still inside.
You already ran by it. It's over
The
here.
men were not placed under arrest, but
By the power
investigators
pole.
asked them to come to the sheriff's office.
Oh, I see it.
Authorities were still uncertain if they were going to press charges against the hunters.
We gotta go up the
Bobby
hill.
Mulligan seemed to be very
Yep.
sincerely remorseful. He was crying at times. and
Well, not really. It's on the other side of the hill.
He had hunted very little, but it looked like that it was exactly as what it appeared to be, a simple hunting accident. And we do have accidents that occur that way.
At the station, the two men were interviewed once more in separate rooms. Their stories never changed.
Who's shooting? Why are they shooting?
Unlike Bobby Mulligan, David
Really, dude?
Fisher remained
It's our own teammate. He's a dumbass.
his stepson that everything would be okay. Since the hunters had inadvertently landed on the private land, they
All
were
good.
charged with hunting on posted property. The man who fired the fatal shot, Bobby Mulligan, was charged additionally with reckless use of a firearm and hunting without a big game license.
Good. In charge.
The charges were misdemeanors. Fisher and Mulligan would need to answer them in court. Until then, they were allowed to return home to Charlotte, North Carolina.
In charge.
As standard procedure, David Wilkie's body was autopsied. The cause of death was determined to be a transection of the aorta and lacerations of the lungs due to a single projectile. In addition to the 12-gauge
Got a guy behind us,
medical examiner extracted cardboard wire.
and he got me with a single grenade.
Examiners confirmed the slug was fired from Mulligan's rifle.
I got him.
Nice.
Charges in Virginia's General District Court. The judge gave Mulligan a suspended sentence and fined him $585. Fisher was fined $220. The property officer returned the shotgun to the men, and the case was closed.
Oh, he's in the fire.
An
Behind.
insurance company received his question.
Oh, I'm down.
Got him.
Test. We'll have to
$100,000 in the event that Wilkie's death was accidental.
Was he downed? Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
The Wilkie's
I saw him go off the cliff, but I don't think no one
was
was
not the
him.
policy's own.
possibility.
Who's that?
I must make it.
Why is that?
He's just shooting at the dead body.
Fisher, the owner
Oh, okay.
and the sole beneficiary. This wasn't illegal.
Alright, got you a scout armor.
Listed as the boy's father, nor as his business partner. The company decided to contest the claim.
Here you go.
On January 6, 1984, they hired independent claims director Harlan Davis to determine if David Wilkie's death was in fact accidental.
They contacted our office and requested that we complete an investigation to determine the relationship between Bobby Mulligan, David Fisher, and David William Wilkie, and also to check police records, obtain a medical examiner's report, and to get in it and develop the circumstances surrounding this death.
Davis attempted to contact Fisher and Mulligan, but the claims director was unable to reach them. He was able to reach Wilkie's single mother in Florida. She told him that her son had left home for Charlotte, North Carolina less than a year before.
Damn, it's all the way at Grafton Dam.
Strange father was in Charlotte visiting relatives. Wilkie hadn't seen
Huh?
his dad since
He
childhood.
lost it right on himself.
Yep.
You want to head to Grafton Dam now?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yep.
But his dad left Charlotte before they could become reacquainted. The father wanted nothing to do with her. That's when Wilkie met Fisher.
David Wilkie was looking for a father, which he didn't have. His
Don't
father
stare directly at the
and mother
light.
were
That's what they
separated.
tell you.
They were distant from him. He felt like he
Ooh.
wanted to get
Ah.
and this is the
Pretty.
reason he really fell into a relationship with David Fisher was because he was looking for this father figure, and and it became a friendship.
Shortly after her son died, Fisher called to tell her that the teenager wished to be cremated, but had no life insurance. The mother believed Fisher and ordered the cremation, since Fisher seemed to have been close with her son. The claims director finally caught up with David Fisher to ask him why the policy had been purchased. Fisher replied that Wilkie wanted life insurance because he was planning to get married. His fiancée did not want insurance, so the 18-year-old...
Oh, that's up there with our teammates.
Yeah.
Since Wilkie had no money, Fisher gave him a loan.
Ego, come here.
Working for him to pay it off. Fisher was the owner and operator of Fisher Services.
Take my ammo too. Take my ammo too, right here.
Alright.
Morgues and mortuaries called Fisher Services when they needed a body transported to their facilities from accident.
Drop the scout armor.
Fisher and his
Put
men
the scout
worked
armor
mostly after
inside
11
the red
p.m.
box if you guys need it. I
He
don't know
didn't
if
get
I
paid
do.
unless people died.
Alright, we got fire coming
It
in.
was lucrative. But when there were no bodies to transport, he needed other ones.
I'm gonna jump in the water because I've got ghoulish and I can heal up.
Nice.
The investigator questioned why Fisher had paid the insurance premium if Wilkie was making income. The businessman replied that he only wrote the checks to the insurance company after Wilkie paid him first. Fisher had an answer for every anomaly.
What?
The investigator managed to get an
Oh,
important piece of information.
thank God there was water.
The new address of
Right?
Bobby
Who was there? Oh, it was a Grafton monster?
Yeah.
Killed David Wilkie.
Ghouls and goblins.
The claims director found Mulligan at a pizza parlor in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Submachine gun on the dog.
Mulligan didn't have much
Where?
to add to what Davis had already heard.
On the mutant hound. There's a submachine gun.
The claims investigator concluded his
I don't see a mutant hound.
spring of 1984.
Here, I'll grab it and I'll drop it.
His firm gave their assessment to the insurance company.
Okay, yeah, no, it ain't there on my
We
screen.
recommended strongly to them that they not pay the policy.
Do you
and
want
that further
some 45
investigation
ammo?
be followed up.
I got plenty.
And any other information
Oh my God.
that might shed some light onto this shooting.
Just look
that
at the
was
zipper.
not
Yeah, I know.
exactly as
I got it.
on the surface.
Well, yeah, that's why I changed mine from
The
that.
insurance company sent the
Yeah, I don't
case
really
down
have
to
anything else, so I
Greensboro,
was
North
just-
Carolina. Fisher signed an
Alright, I'm gonna go check up at this shack real quick.
Signed the policy. The lawyer asked Fisher to
I
describe the
got
shooting
some
one more
guns
time.
going on. Always with the guns.
Once again, Fisher indicated that Mulligan was 15 feet behind Wilkie when the gun discharged.
Alright, someone's up here.
Yep.
I've
The
not,
attorney
oh, I see them.
confronted Fisher with the coroner's report.
They're up on the...
Two pieces
Hey,
of
there's
cardboard
going on.
wire were shot
I'm gonna come up the other side.
There's three people in the building. Be careful.
For the wadding to have lodged there, it was likely the shot had been fired from much closer than 15 feet.
Yeah, I think they're on the
The
upside.
evidence was not strong enough to prove murder, but it was strong enough to win a civil suit.
Yep. I got one.
Nice.
He offered Fisher $25,000.
That was the
to
last
settle out
one of that squad.
the amount the lawyer figured it would cost to defend the case. Fisher accepted.
They were afraid that if they did not settle the claim for some amount, that David Fisher would
I got-
possibly sue them.
I got
for
one
not
down here
following, the,
inside the little shack.
law and
Two of them,
paying a
one on the
claim
roof.
when he had a legitimate claim.
David Fisher had just made
There's two in the house at least.
$25,000 from the death of David Wilkie, his first
I downed one. There's one behind the wall.
Yeah, I see him.
The portion of that money from loan
Damn it, I missed.
would soon be paid back in later.
I need a stim pack.
I got him.
Your
Right,
team
anyone got
has destroyed
stims?
an
I do.
On a hunting trip to Virginia, 18-year-old David Wilker's shooting dead.
Some of these guys got some stamps on them.
Here, come here.
The man the dead teenager had looked up to,
45.
41-year-old David Fisher,
Automatic
had been
laser
paid
rifle.
$25,000 as the sole beneficiary of the boy's life insurance policy.
Well, I'm dropping
Alright,
stems.
Oh, hold on.
Then a year and a half later, in the spring of 1985, Special Agent Robert McDowell with the FBI Charlotte Field received a call.
Shit, we gotta get in the circle.
Yeah, we're
Early
close.
on in 1985, I had to.
Yeah, I'm already in it. How many we got left?
He came to me with a story that a friend of his
Oh, one.
had been hired and refused to take.
Popping a
on
stealth
to
boy.
Murder somebody for insurance.
Oh, me too. Oh, I'm staying down the turret.
I first didn't understand exactly why he was bringing me this information and why this individual was willing to talk about this now.
Continue the test. You will have to move to
Over
safety
the course
soon.
of 2 more weeks,
I'm
the
gonna
agent continued
shoot the
to
turret
speak
now.
to the source. Well, the informant said his
Now I'm
friend's
gonna get
name
the
was
ammo
Bear,
from the turret.
and that Bear's life was in danger. Agents wanted to speak to this person at the Charlotte FBI field house.
I wonder if there's anyone that's in the
The
water.
source said Bear was reluctant since he was in
Might very well be.
He would only meet them in a neutral place.
But they have to come out of the water.
Special Agent
Oh,
James
the
Miller
flyer.
is currently working undercover. Help Agent Bob McDowell develop the case.
Working right beside Bob, we actually going to go up with him to interview his source and find out a little bit more about his
Willard would keep watch from a distance in case his party was being set up. Bear arrived on schedule. His real name was Gerald Stedham. Stedham said that a man named David Fisher was threatening his life because Stedham owed
What was that?
$12,000
Just-
from a personal loan.
Just checking. In the bush.
He also
Oh,
accused
okay.
Fisher of murdering 18-year-old David
I heard
Wilkes more
something.
than a year earlier. Agents were
Yeah, I see him.
Where's he at? Got him. Got him.
Return to the vault. Leave your opponents for an excellent test.
He hoped the FBI would protect him in exchange for information about his old friend David Fisher.
No storage piece or nothing.
No, I noticed that too.
He had his run-ins with law enforcement officers before, and he pretty much said right from the very beginning that he didn't trust police, FBI, or anybody else. So at that point, it had it was a matter of trying to gain Stedham's trust to the point that he would actually work with us and not back out of the situation and bring into it.
McDowell needed to find out more about Fisher. A background check revealed that David Fisher had several aliases and 25 prior convictions for crimes ranging from larceny to forgery. Years earlier, Fisher had testified in the trial of an underworld crime figure and was then entered into the Witness Protection Program. Not long after, his protection was removed since his continuing criminal behavior was in violation of its rules. Agents also checked with
Did you fart?
Virginia to confirm Stedham's story.
Yes, there was. In fact, a hunting accident. Was shot in the back, supposedly accidentally. So that in itself verified that this definitely happened. And then the next step was to find out if there were any motives here. Why
Oh, excuse me.
If there was any other details.
McDowell arranged another meeting with Stedham to find out more. Stedham refused to come to the FBI office.
So how's the kitchen come along?
Agreed to meet in the parking lot of a local restaurant.
Oh wait, that's right. I forgot.
Once again, Stedham promised to tell the FBI anything they wanted to know about Fisher, but refused to wear a wire to secure evidence. If Fisher discovered the wire, Stedham believed he would certainly be killed.
Prepared for more testing.
Yes.
He didn't trust
that
that
is
the
your
FBI would
reward
protect
for
him if his
victory.
cover was blown. They were interrupted before McDowell was able to convince him.
I was speaking to him when suddenly screaming and yelling came from a local restaurant. And I realized that there was an armed robbery taking place at the time. And I asked Gerald Stedham just to step off to the side.
FBI! The thief was stopped and waited before he could flee.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I completely forgot we weren't in party chat, and I was asking you how that kitchen was going along.
It's going good. It's going good. We're getting the plaster on top of all the walls put back in, the electrical's all taken care of. We put some new plywood over the baseboard.
At that point I realized that I had gained his trust.
We're going to be putting in the floors as soon as the mudding is all taken care of.
Nice.
That we were going to protect them.
Hey, wait. You notice we got one of the same team, both the same teammates.
Yep. Oh, you saw that.
Huh.
We'll just have to make it 2 for.
I mean, they did pretty alright. I mean, they lasted till the end, so. Well, one of them did. Yeah, y'all kind of walked into a building with 3 people, so. It's actually pretty funny. I've never had the same teammates randomly back to back.
Despite working several odd jobs, Wilkie was poor and estranged from his family. Fisher believed no one would miss him.
The proposal was to, let's take him out to Virginia. Let's take him out to an overlook. And we'll get him near the overlook, and I want you to push him off. And that way, he would die.
Alright, where to this time?
And Fisher could collect the insurance money.
Alright, they want to do Monica again.
Stedham told agents that he didn't take Fisher's
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the mine.
Fisher had obtained a life insurance policy on Wilkie.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
And at that point, Stedham said he didn't want anything to do with it, he backed out, which again made Fisher absolutely furious. To the point of almost a hatred developing between his old friend Gerald Stedham and David Fisher.
A few months later, when Stedham heard...
Alright, follow me. I'll take you to an orange crate and let you get all that, and then I'll run off for the other orange crate.
Stedham told agents that Fisher later offered him $50,000 to kill the hitman, Bobby Mulligan. The informant believed that Fisher would likely come after him next.
The unfortunate situation was that Fisher hated Stedham at this point. I mean, actually would probably kill him. So we realized that the only way we were going to be able to get at Fisher through Stedham was to have Stedham tell him that he was sorry, that he hadn't paid him back, and that he wanted to pay him back even if it's only $100 a week.
I didn't even notice how many people spawned near them.
Several opportunities to get Fisher friendly again.
Alright. Alright, here we go.
But still, good try.
Into the fire.
Reminiscent about what happened in the past. Since the FBI gave Fisher a reason to see the report, the next step was to get Fisher confessing on tape.
Up here, up here.
A few days later, Fisher asked Stedham to meet him at a coffee shop.
You go ahead and grab the orange crate.
Stedham was nervous about it.
And then you can run back out or get the other crates. Oh shit.
Fisher might get suspicious, so basically what we advised him to do was to just say, look, tell him that the insurance company
scoped lever, really?
And asking him about this. That way it'll keep him off the trail of thinking that any law enforcement is involved.
Under the watchful eye of agents, Stedham met with Fisher briefly. The murder suspect said little and avoided the incident in Virginia altogether. Fisher had been an informant himself at one time and suspected Stedham was lying. Outside the restaurant, the mood turned ugly. Moved in now, Stedham's cover would be blown. But if they didn't, they feared the suspected murderer would kill again if he found the wire. Agents surveilled murder suspects.
Yeah, I got it.
Hoping that their wired informant Gerald Stedham
All right, here, hold on.
elicited a confession from his old friend. Fisher arranged the meeting to receive money that Stedham owed.
Ain't much, but
Fisher was suspicious of Stedham.
Oh, nice.
To the relief of Stedham and Agent James Lillard, Fisher never found the money.
First time that we wired Stedham up, sent him a couple pictures, he was really too zealous. And he was asking too many
ooh, Gatling gun.
Fisher kind of got a little suspicious, and actually Chris, unfortunately, we had the recording device in place where he wasn't playing.
Did you pick up any 5mm?
Unless Fisher called to meet Stedham again, Special Agent Robert McDowell and his team had no other means to get the evidence they needed to arrest Fisher.
Yes.
2-year-old
Sweet. Let me have it.
5 days later, Fisher called Stedham to arrange another meeting. Agents were hopeful. The cooperating witness tried to steer the conversation towards Fisher's...
All right, let's get these guys.
Fisher once again avoided the topic.
It was one of these situations where Fisher...
Ooh, see if there's a power armor.
About the fact that he didn't
There
trust
is.
Anybody. Didn't want to talk about anything. Every time...
All right, I got a marine armor for you now.
The conversation about what happened back in those days, he would be tight-lipped. He wouldn't do it.
Since Fisher said nothing to corroborate Stedham's version of events, it occurred to agents that perhaps...
All right, I guess they ran off.
The ex-convict was reluctant to come
Well, they looted and booted.
All right. Well, here you go.
Yeah. The FBI conducted a polygraph examination to evaluate Stedham's credibility.
Oh, damn, we got a long way to go.
Fisher offering him $50,000 to kill Mulligan. Were you hired to kill Bobby Mulligan? Yeah. He insisted that Fisher
I'm dropping this Gauss rifle in the
but he
bank
could
and
not
use
remember the
it.
Yeah.
exact amount he'd been offered.
Keep
One
this
of them
cold.
was dead in order to, we tried to make sure we
All right, we'll start moving.
details was to,
Yeah. Well, at least if I get stuck... Oh, what?
polygraph.
Oh, we don't have that far to go.
The fact that
Guess
it
I
was
can.
not conclusive would be that there may be some things that he's saying that he's maybe holding
I have to
back.
drop the pole boat, too.
What he's stating is pretty much one of
Be all right.
could be correct.
I know, I don't usually use melee, but a pole hook's a good one to have.
Yeah, especially when you deal with creatures.
But Fisher, the delivery man for the morgue, was extremely cautious, particularly with Stedham. For the case to move forward, the FBI needed another plan.
So they were all
So
down this
what we're
part
going to
of
have
the
to
hills.
do,
Yeah.
create a situation...
No, they looted everything.
in his mind where he
They
felt
probably
like
ran to the mansion.
one way or another to try to stir the conversation.
Agents figured that Fisher would relax his suspicion of being taken while inside his own vehicle. On a day that Fisher asked Stedham to help him with the job, agents decided the time was right.
Technology was just starting to come out, where actually voices would come across on a beeper. And Stedham had one. So we had a female in our office make a phone call to Stedham on his beeper, telling him to call home immediately, making believe that the voice that was coming over the pager was Stedham's girlfriend. So the car stopped, Stedham got out.
For appearance, Stedham briefly spoke to the agent back in the office to let her know the message was received. When Stedham returned to the car, he told Fisher that it was an insurance agent.
Well, can't
asking
do
to
that.
meet Stedham about an ongoing investigation. Fisher told him that if he kept his
do it a
mouth
little
shut,
bit
the
differently.
new inquiry would go nowhere, since the body had been cremated and that everyone said it was an accident.
Says, I'm telling you right now, anybody tries to bring up anything, any witness that pop their head above the water is
ghoulish.
knows the sound that came over the tape. And we realized at that point what Fisher was doing was actually threatening the lives of all witnesses involved in the investigation that took place.
The recording was good, but it was far from a confession.
Evident calculations show that this area will be destroyed soon.
Unfortunately, over the next several weeks, Fisher avoided Stedham altogether.
Who are you shooting at?
Right behind me. Got him.
I hear him, I just don't see him.
Got him.
Display of strength and power.
You got the one, I'll get the other.
Mulligan told him that he had written out the details of what happened.
Alright, I'm going for the second guy down because he's got more 5mm.
Alright.
Oh, and a briefcase.
If Fisher killed Mulligan, those details would be mailed to a
Oh, let me get a stim pack.
Oh shit, yeah, I need to take one.
Tell Stedham what he had written or who held the letter.
Alright, if y'all have any
Then, just after midnight on June 16th,
codes, I need them.
an anonymous woman
Oh, I have 3.
Sweet.
reported that a hitman would be coming
I'm
after
gonna put
Stedham.
him in this bag. It'll be easier to get.
Alright.
Agents scrambled to hide their informant at a remote location. They suspected that Fisher had made the threat. Investigators hoped they could
Alright, so I need one more launch
before
code.
the suspected killer got to Stedham. Fisher had arranged the killing before. Agents feared he would kill again.
Either of y'all got a launch code on you?
While agents began to close in on murder suspect David Fisher, the FBI received a death threat against their informant, Gerald Stedham. To protect their key witness, Stedham was held in a remote location until agents could decipher the identity of the caller.
Yeah.
2 days later, agents reported their discovery to Stedham. The death threat had been traced to the residence of one of Stedham's friends.
How far do we have to go to the circle?
Stedham admitted placed the call, but he
town.
emphasized that the threat was real.
I'll go town, alright. I'm headed over to you guys. I went up the hill to see if there
He
was
explained that his
anybody
longtime
behind
friend David
us.
Fisher
All
was
right.
suddenly acting like a
Pretty
stranger.
clear, but you never know.
To Stedham, this could only mean one thing. Fisher, the man who transported bodies to the morgue, was planning to kill him. Agents weren't happy with Stedham's deception, but Agent McDowell knew that the danger to Stedham was genuine.
Stedham told me
Oh
that
my lord.
as a part of being a
I've got one extra, that's it.
in all the different funeral homes, had obtained a number of chemicals that he felt that could be injected into people without them ever knowing, and that they would die without any
Alright,
traces.
let's get going.
Let's get that.
The only way to assure Stedham
I got somebody shooting near me.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
before they could
Down
do
by
that,
285.
more evidence.
Yep.
In my position.
In the fall
I see one of them jumping
year and
around.
a half after the FBI began their investigation, agents finally tracked down David Wilkie's former fiancée.
There's 2 of them.
They found her in Florida with a new married man. He told agents that she and Wilkie were engaged 6 weeks after they met and planned to move to Florida.
Some people behind us, too.
To save money,
Shit, really?
they moved in with Fisher for a short time. But after her fiancé was killed, she moved out immediately.
Shit.
She told agents that she felt intimidated by Fisher. Just
Yeah,
before
we ain't got this one.
Fisher had come to her with a proposition to kill her for insurance.
Yeah, oh, man, they have so many grenades.
Like Stedham, she didn't believe Fisher was serious.
Damn.
Until Wilkie turned up dead.
I knew there were people behind us.
You want to do this? He said it was.
Damn. Alright, I gotta go check on my duck real quick.
Once you lure him into the pool, get him into the deep end, and then once you go, and if you can't swim, then again, call the hotel security and.
I just did, woman. What you gonna do about it?
She believed Fisher was responsible for the killing, but she had no way to prove it, and feared she could be next.
Thank you very much. You've been very helpful, and we were very surprised. So many people were aware that Fisher was looking for somebody to kill Wilkie. That was incredible. we found it hard to believe that he had gone to that many people regarding some type of scam or some type of setup to murder somebody.
Wilkie's former fiancée had provided a few more pieces of corroborating evidence. Though Special Agent McDowell felt the case still had hope, he believed they had to arrest Fisher and Mulligan before someone else was killed.
We were stretching our luck with David Fisher, knowing the type of person he was.
Alright, here we go.
To wind up reaching out and finally making up his mind and killing somebody, we decided that it was time, it would be best for us to seek indictments and get him arrested and take him off the street as well as Bobby Mulligan.
On November 5th, 1986, the Virginia grand jury handed down an indictment charging Fisher and Mulligan with first-degree murder. But with the evidence they had, the conviction was still questionable. McDowell had one last chance to get the taped confession from Fisher that would guarantee a guilty verdict at trial.
I really wanted to try one more time to get Fisher to articulate in detail the fact that he had killed Wilkie for money, and I really would like to have heard a verbal confession from him. And I felt that the only way we could do that was to, you had to escalate his anger. You had to get him to the point where he just lost control, and then we'd start being truthful.
On the night of November 12th, 1986, 3 years after Wilkie's death, agents wired Stedman after he had baited Fisher with the promise of some easy cash. Stedman told him that a bail bondsman whom they both knew had a lead on a suspect who had jumped bail. The bondsman, covertly working for the FBI, would ride along.
There were several locations in which the trio would go. And the plan was that the third individual in the car would be able to get out of the car, leaving Fisher and Stedham alone. And that in between each stop, Stedham would escalate the situation by confronting Fisher straight up.
Stedham needed to push Fisher to the brink in the hopes that he'd reveal his crime. But if Fisher first discovered that Stedham was an informant, the FBI's key witness might end up dead. The FBI plan to arrest suspected murderer David Fisher had been set in motion, though agents were still uncertain whether they had enough evidence to convict. Their last hope rested with informant Gerald Stedham. Wearing a wire, Stedham needed to convince Fisher to talk directly about the killing. The bondsman, who Fisher believed was checking leads on the fugitive, was in fact working covertly for the FBI. When the bondsman left the car, Stedham provoked the suspected killer to react as Agent McDowell had instructed.
You will find your
Stedham
access
inside the car had done his best. He really tried to get him cranked up to the point where he would lose control and actually start talking. But Fisher started reverting into that mode of being even more quiet, and we knew at that point that what Fisher was doing was going into his planning mode.
To agents, the risk had become too great. If Fisher discovered Stedham was wired, the key witness, the case, and the arrest would be jeopardized. As planned, at around 11 p.m., Stedham suggested that they report back to the bond office that had supposedly hired them. When they arrived, FBI agents and Charlotte police would be waiting.
Once he got out of the car, he pretty much said to Stedham, in no uncertain terms, I'll see you later. Our units in the area were able to converge in on Fisher and have him pretty much surrounded. He wasn't alive.
Members of the Charlotte Police Department's fugitive unit arrested Fisher, Stedham, and the other bondsmen.
I've got my own light.
The bondsman had set Fisher up.
Oh shit, I didn't even know you can get on top of that one.
The plan that night was that we had had surveillance teams out following Bobby Mulligan, and we knew where he was going to be located. So after the arrest of Fisher took place, we immediately restaged and set up our arrest phase for Bobby Mulligan.
You're actually standing on like a video camera.
Yeah, I think I am. This guy's trying to push me off.
Agents replaced the tape and the recorder Steadman was ready. As instructed, Steadman had made arrangements earlier that evening to pick up Mulligan from a club where he worked part-time. It was after midnight, and the two of them arrived at the tower. He persuaded Mulligan to sit at the bar, where they'd be visible to the agents
Failed my
outside.
experiment in self-governance.
When units from the Charlotte Police Department arrived, agents directed them to make the arrest.
Alright, where to this time?
For an informed safety and to encourage Mulligan's cooperation, they arrested both men. Though Mulligan and his former employer, David Fisher, were now in custody, agents still needed one of them to talk about the murder.
We wanted to set it up to the point where David Fisher would be within view of the fact that Bobby Bryce Mulligan was dead. And we wanted him to know, and know in certain terms, that we had him and we had the shooter, and hopefully to make him realize that he was had.
It didn't work. Fisher declined to be interviewed without an attorney present. Agents secured a warrant to search the room Fisher had been renting.
Excuse me.
There's no excuse.
There's always an excuse.
They found a series of cash payments to Mulligan. From a closet, they removed 2 strong boxes. Agents hoped that inside they would find the criminal evidence that could ensure Fisher's conviction. Agents obtained a search warrant and cut the locks. Inside the first box, they found documents that held David Wilkie's signature. They were likely samples used by Fisher to falsify his insurance claim.
But you know much more than that.
But the evidence was only circumstantial. In the other, they found only personal effects, nothing of evidentiary value. It looked like agents would have little else to offer as evidence at trial. A few days later, Agent McDowell got a message that 22-year-old Bobby Mulligan wanted to meet. So far, both Mulligan and Fisher had remained quiet.
But after a couple days of thinking about it and in consultation with his parents, he was apparently
got 2 guys back there.
That he wanted to come clean about his participation in this murder.
On me.
On me.
I was looking for Captain of School and I got hit by both of them.
With a confession.
One of them's hurt.
Agents interviewed Mulligan at an office in the jail.
Proceed.
He confirmed that David Wilkie's death was no accident. Mulligan said it all began with Fisher's plan to kill Wilkie's fiancée. Fisher had punished Wilkie money for romance a young woman.
Damn.
Killed her, then collected her insurance.
I had a briefcase too.
This was a predicted outcome.
But Wilkie fell
I'm
in
an
love.
explosive Poe, and I had one guy, I went back to save the other one, and I got hit by 2 of them.
Damn.
Fisher was furious. To get the money back that he had invested in the team, Fisher recruited Mulligan to kill Wilkie for his insurance. Mulligan's story supported Stebbins. Agents finally had the corroborating evidence they'd been pursuing for over a year.
Damn.
Mulligan added that he tried to call the whole thing off, but Fisher kept pressuring him to shoot Wilkie and get it over with. He said Fisher brought his ex-wife's son along as a decoy. Mulligan maintained that he actually did slip the phone. Mulligan claimed that he hadn't intended to kill Wilkie, only injure him. He said it was Fisher who actually murdered the kid.
He believed that it was the finger of David Fisher going into the wound that killed Wilkie, that his own gunshot didn't do it. So he believed that Fisher actually did this. But unfortunately, there was no way of being able to be able to determine that forensically, because Fisher convinced Wilkie's mother in a phone call at least 2 days after the incident happened that it was Wilkie's last request to be cremated.
Used against him.
He said Fisher had promised him $38,000 to pull the trigger, but ended up paying him only $7,000. David Fisher was tried for first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and murder for hire. Fisher got the death penalty. Mulligan pled guilty to the same charges and was sentenced to life in prison.
I had been a law enforcement officer almost 13 years before I became an FBI agent. And the one thing I did realize from this case is that it can be extremely, extremely cold-blooded and evil, and that there is no remorse whatsoever in their souls, none. And that anytime you hear a story about something not being right, you have to listen to it. You have to listen to them and hear what they have to say, because you never know when something like that could be true.
11 years later, on March 25, 1999, David Lee Fisher was executed by lethal injection. David Wilkie had considered Fisher his closest friend. But to David Lee Fisher, money was more important than friendship, or even life itself. On this day, a corpse would need to be transported, but this time, it would be Fisher's.
Wow, your character actually snores now.
You snored for a while, huh? Before when you started.
Perhaps you humans are capable of governing yourselves after all. Thank you for participating.
He's gone.
Wherever y'all want to go is fine with me.
I'm heading to the plant.
I think that's an understatement.
Who's playing Pokemon?
Oh, that was a bad idea. I'm not ashamed of who I am, and I'm proud.
I recognize the sound.
Yeah, there's like 3 guys in me.
Nerd like me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll turn up the sound.
Why did Ted Bundy choose me? I still have no idea why. Ted Bundy is a unique story in American crime. It's not just one story, it's many stories. It's the media story.
Bundy is an educated, handsome murderer who charmed women with his looks and sensitive demeanor.
It's the law enforcement story.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He was a demon.
It's the victim stories, the abuse is not
Alright.
They all come together, but at the core of it are people.
Alright, I'm going up top.
Same.
Persons. Evil conduct.
People running out on.
Someone else is going to switch.
Yes! I got...
Oh, 60s is already up there.
Oh yeah.
I'm going on the other side. Red box.
Sweet, got my 50 cal.
I'm going to Monongah. I'm sneaking off to Monongah. The guy grabbed a handmaid right in front of me. It's like, no.
Alright.
So one of them grabbed a handmaid from down there.
Okay.
Oh, that's you, okay.
Other people here too.
Ted Bundy represented himself through Strauss. He didn't know enough about the law. He just knew enough to get himself in trouble. He had escaped from prison twice. He was conning him, but he's not the great sly killer that people thought he was. He was just a world ahead from the law enforcement.
Orange crate down below us.
He did things that smart
Already been opened. Okay. Okay.
that would provoke suspicion. I'm not guilty. Does that end the time I stole a comic book when I was 5 years old?
He got away with his murder, not because he was so smart, but because monsters are supposed to look like monsters. I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah,
No,
shot a
they're fighting at
blowfly.
Monongah?
They definitely don't look
Oh, I'm headed back towards you guys.
Alright.
Well, the people ran up to Monongah from where we started.
January 15, 1978 was the day a sleepy college campus changed forever.
Cheryl Thomas, Nancy Young, and myself, we lived together back in 1978. They were both students.
Got him.
Cheryl had her first date that night. Nancy and I get home around 2 a.m. Cheryl's light was out.
Shit.
I got him.
Very loud noise woke up to start.
Sweet.
I'm healing.
All the knocking around from
There's
middle of the
someone
house,
close.
front of the house.
Thank you.
There's a crate down here.
There's body bags. Maybe there's for the armor.
Once Ted Bundy wandered onto the campus,
50 cal.
Grab the ammo for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already got a 50 cal.
Okay.
Hey, marine armor in this bag right here.
I just got Marino.
blood spatter.
Liquid grenade.
Like, what kind of person could do this?
That's there. Alright, onto the flag.
Alright, you got that ammo?
Yeah, I put it in this bag right here.
Alright, that works.
He had been a law school student. Throughout his confinement, he had escaped twice.
Nice, we made it out, guys.
Oh. Well, let me. There it goes. For some reason, it won't.
There we go. Alright, if anybody spots a power armor, let me know.
I'm dropping this 50 cal. I need 45 out ammo.
Mirror.
I have 45, but
No, I got plenty right here for him. You got any 5.56?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any spare.
That's fine. Not a big deal. I still got the 50 cal.
Ted Bundy was born at a Hunwood Motors home in Vermont in 1946. After Ted Bundy was born, they went back home to Belfast and her sisters. My name is Kevin Sullivan. I'm a journalist, and I've covered Ted Bundy from his birth to his execution.
I can't check it.
For the most part, little Teddy, as they would call him.
Let's see. Oh, geez.
oh my god.
Yeah, that's not that. I'll tell you all.
It's alright, me and Ego, we got ghoulish, so.
We'll die later.
Yeah.
I didn't know ghoulish or made that slower.
Yeah, if it's the first and the second storm, yeah, we could survive, but once it hits the third shrink and fourth, no, we'll still die.
Yeah, it takes at the first and the second, the amount of health you get from the radiation versus the damage it does is about the same or less.
Yeah.
And then it gets damage is more than you get from
Makes sense.
And by the last it's just sausage, right?
Oh, it's legit right behind me.
And Dr. Al Carlisle, pathologist, time evaluated Ted Bundy. And when it started building up the dark side, so when he's lonely, angry, depressed, it just shifts into it.
Alright, well, we're behind you if you go down. There's a guy right in front of you, too.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah. There's power armor down here.
Damn it, I'm down. Fuck. I got stuck on a rock.
Got him.
There's another one right on my body.
Where?
Power armor's right
on the
here.
rock, in the fire.
Right. I'm right by
There's
it.
still a guy behind you.
I don't see anyone.
Hold on, he's got to come out where we're at, so.
Oh, I see him now.
Oh my god.
Geo smiles.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still up there.
Diane right here. His mom's around here, and she was the spitting image of almost every one of his.
Nice. Alright, we got this. We can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't save the other one. Oh, he had a submachine gun.
Alright.
I'll take that. I like that.
My name is Kathleen McChesney. I was a detective with
I
the
know.
Indiana Police Investigation.
That Precos.
In January 1994,
Yeah.
Karen Sparks was living near the University of Washington in Cerebral.
Nice. For the past 2 games, I got 9 kills.
Nice. I think the best I did was... Yeah, we won our first. I think the best I ever did was like 14 kills in a match.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah, I've gotten 14, but never without nuking.
She would survive, but
I had it.
So I think the most I ever killed, it was 11, like straight up.
Nice. As far as straight up, I'm not sure, but I think I was like 9. I've had a lot of great runs. Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. I've had some crappy runs the last few ones. I got caught in that stupid rock.
Yeah.
I almost got him.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2.
Got him. He got me though. Shit.
Oh. He got both. So.
Alright, Ego. This was my last one for the night, man.
Alright, man, that's cool. I
Alright.
gotta get ready anyway.
Yep. See you later, man.
Alright. Later.
He seemed to be a talented and particular, normal guy. He had what people call the mental